Hello, hello, everybody. Okay, it is January 29th. I cannot even believe we are like completely through month one of 2019. For whatever reason, I feel like Christmas feels like it was 900 years ago. But here we are. Not for Megan, though, guys. Christmas is still happening, just so we all know. It is still happening. And Christmas, I want to live in Megan's house. That's my new goal for 2019. So, anyways, you guys, we are excited to have you guys on tonight. We want to give you guys some insight on leadership, give you guys some tips on leadership. We feel like we've got a lot of new, amazing, rising leaders in this group, and a lot of you guys are new. And it's just super good for us to kind of refresh on this and have a bit of a conversation. So it is going to be kind of a conversation. But before we get started on that, I do just want to mention, Kim, I know you probably are not gonna want that I'm calling on you, but I'm calling on you. So Kim has offered you guys to be amazing leader that she is, taking initiative. And she actually reached out to me today and asked if she would be able to host a personal development, basically kind of like a book club in the dynasty. So she was talking or thinking about starting with the book Get Over Your Damn Self, which is amazing. If you by Romy, what's her last name? Her name's Romy something. I cannot think something.
That
What was it?
Nullstat or something like that.
No, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it's a great book. I'm actually reading it right now for the first time. I don't know how it's the first time I'm reading it, but so Kim, did you want to go over a little bit of what you were thinking with that?
Yeah, sure. So for those of you that don't have it, you can get it on Amazon. I want to say Amazon, it's $13.83, or you can do the like a Kindle, or if you do Audible, that's what I'm doing is Audible. So I figured we could order it this week. I know convention is this weekend, so that's going to throw a lot of people off, but maybe like the end of next week or something, go over like the first couple chapters.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's all about like network marketing, and I'm with Kelly. I've read about 6 chapters so far, and it's good stuff, y'all. Like, it's all stuff that you know, but it's just helpful to hear it again. And the way that she breaks it down is really, I don't know, it's been really good. She discusses like building skills and how to motivate your team and how to stop overcomplicating things and how to have posture and just all the things that we know we should be doing. But I figured like we could try either like a Zoom call or a live. We can try different stuff like you suggested, Kelly, but maybe a Zoom call the first time and everybody just kind of throw their input in and maybe like do the first 4 chapters. Does that seem good for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I think first 4 chapters is definitely doable. Maybe do first 3 since we're coming out of convention too. So
Okay.
that way it's not super overwhelming. People have time to not only get the book, but then read the first couple of chapters. So, so she is going to be the one hosting this, guys. I'm going to have her go ahead and kind of create a post in the Dynasty, really letting everybody know what's going on with this, for the people that are not here or on this call. So, and then like she said, you guys, we're just going to kind of see what everybody wants to do. Yeah, a separate group might be good too, to create a separate group for the book club people. That way you can coordinate times for Zooms there. Maybe you might want to do some lives. Maybe you want to just do a post and everybody contribute on the post. It'll be kind of a fun thing to have. And I really just think, like our last call, we talked about, guys, personal development and how important it is. So this is kind of like the perfect follow-up to that. I know it can be really hard to stay accountable with personal development. Like, I am definitely that person that struggled with it, and Jermaine and Megan were the ones to totally push me, and they were like, just do it every single day. Swear you're going to fall in love with it. And sure enough, I have completely fallen in love with it. So that's just our little side note on that. So thank you, Kim, for, again, showing awesome leadership, taking the initiative. We just want to let you guys know that that will be starting to come into play and into the work. So if you're interested, keep your eyes out for that post so that we can kind of maybe get the group set up, and everybody who wants to be in that group can be added to that group. So, okay. So now on to our topic, back to leadership. I'm going to pass it to Megan to kind of get the ball rolling, get the conversation started. So I'm going to unmute you, girlfriend.
What's up? What's up, you guys? Happy Tuesday. All right, let's talk leadership. This is a great conversation because I think that it is, for me at least, one of the most rewarding and fun parts of this business, but it's also one of the hardest parts about this business because we all care about our team. When we bring people in, we're so excited for them. We see their potential. So leadership is just really hard then when you see people that give up on themselves too easily or, can't get over their damn selves and do the business, right? So leadership tends to be kind of hard. And there's like a fine balance between coddling kind of and not really help. You think that you're helping them, but if you're kind of doing some behaviors and coddling them, you're not actually creating a leader within them. So there's like this fine line, and we're going to go over some of those things. But one thing you need to know is that you're a leader the minute you sign your first sponsor. The minute you sign that first person on your team, whether you like it or not, whether you're ready, whether you believe it or not, you're now looked at as a leader. That person's looking to you to lead them, to guide them, to show them the way, show them the resources. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're onboarding them right. So first, be super excited for them. Tell them, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. This is a huge step for your future, right? Be excited. Welcome them to the team right away, you guys, as soon as you possibly can. If you're at work and you can't do it at the moment, whatever it is, but you want to, as soon as you can, add them to your team chats, whatever team chat you have, and then your team pages, both the team pages, and make sure that you create a welcome post under the welcome steps, tag them in that, and direct them to those steps. Don't just tag them and welcome them to the team, but really say, hey, the getting started right steps are listed above. Go through those steps. Once you get through them, send me a message. We'll set up a call. So you want to make sure that you're onboarding them correctly. So I get asked a lot, how do you motivate your team? You can't like magically motivate your team. I think people are waiting for me to say, oh, we all like do a morning meditation together and that's how we motivate our team. We do yoga together, but no, that's not it. The best way to motivate your team is just to lead from the front, really, to do everything that you tell them to do. The team is going to follow the leaders, the speed of the leader, the speed of the leader, the speed of the pack, right? They're going to do as you do, but not as you say. So if you are telling them, go do this, do this, do this, but you're not actually doing it, one, they're going to see right through it. They're going to see that you're not actually doing it, and they're not going to do it. If you're not doing the work, if you're not in the trenches, if you're not doing everything that you tell them to do, your team is not going to either. So if you feel like your team is not duplicating or not producing, the first thing you really need to do is look in the mirror and go, am I being the leader that I would want for myself? Am I doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing, that I'm telling my team to do? And if the answer is no, then that's probably why your team isn't producing or doing all of the things that you tell them to do. So definitely lead from the front. Be in the trenches with them, be involved. And that's going to be the best way to motivate your team, really. Someone said it can be a gut check. Kelly said it can be a gut check. It really can. And as a leader, you got to gut check yourself all the time, especially as you grow a big team, you guys. This company, this particular company, people are growing teams much faster than they ever have before. And so all of a sudden you have a team of a couple hundred and you're like, whoa, okay, now I have a couple hundred people looking to me and what I'm going to do and how I'm going to act. And so you really need to think as a leader, because it's going to bleed down. So if you tend to be really negative and you're bitching about shipping and customer service to your team, guess what your team's going to do? Your team is going to bitch about customer service, bitch about shipping, and be really negative. So whatever vibe you bring, whatever you focus on, and how you act with your team is how your team is going to act. And so then you can't get upset. Oh my God, my team does nothing but bitch and complain. Okay, well, it's time to gut check. Do you bitch and complain a lot? Maybe you do. So really think about that as a leader, is leading from the front, being ethical, showing them the right way to do things, letting them know about different network marketing etiquette. If you don't know, ask your upline, right? If you run into a situation where you run into an ethical situation or something that seems a little bit sticky or that could be dramatic, you give your upline, ask for some feedback. Say, hey, I need to talk to you about a situation. Talk it out. Or maybe you have a success partner or someone you're close to in the business has been doing it longer. Ask for that feedback. If you're unsure about it, be like, hey, I ran into this situation. I need to talk through it. This doesn't feel right, or something seems shady, or something seems like it's unethical, or I'm not sure what to do here. And your upline will help talk that out. Kelly and Jermaine, have anything to add to that piece? Jermaine, no. Kelly?
I don't have necessarily anything to add to. I obviously 100% agree from you with everything you said, and the biggest thing is obviously leading from the front. Like for me, some of the things that I kind of thought of and I wrote down was, it's really important for us to have a vision as a leader. Like, it's to have a big vision too, right? Like a huge vision and that belief. And in order to have that vision, you really got to be showing up and leading from the front. Like, they are going to help you, and any good leader will help you kind of figure out how to get that vision and how to create that huge vision. And also, embrace the fact that product knowledge has nothing to do with performance. That's another thing I wrote down. There's like literally random tidbits that I like kind of randomly wrote down, but, and teach that to your team. Like, I just think a lot of people tend to like just get so much information overload, that it's like, then we like stall out because we've got so much information. So those are like my top two tidbits that I kind of wrote down. And obviously, like, have a daily routine, you guys, and commit to that daily routine. So being consistent in your routine every single day is going to be a game changer in terms of leadership, because guess what? Like, what are you doing? You're showing your team what you're doing. You're leading from the front, and you're being open and honest with them, showing them that you're showing up. So if you're showing up, then guess what? They're going to show up too. And that again goes back to leading from the front.
I do have something, you guys. So you know how Megan said, like, the bitching and the complaining, like if you're always doing that, your team is going to do that too. Well, it's okay to complain sometimes. Like, we know that shit happens, but bring it to your upline, and bring it to your upline privately. Don't put it in your team chat, because what happens when you put out negativity, like, you attract so much more negativity. And sometimes the issue is not as bad as you're portraying it, or like the perspective there. It's not that bad. But once you put it out there, everybody now is going to have a bad day because they read that, or they're going through the same thing. So I tell my girls all the time, I know there's problems. I know shipping takes long sometimes. I know customer service sometimes is crazy. I deal with it too. But bring it to me. Don't complain down. Bring it up. So every time I have a problem, I complain to Kelly. Ask her. I message her all the time. About to lose my shit, Kelly. But she is affected by it because I didn't bring it down.
Always complain up. Yep. Anytime I have a complaint, yep, I'm going to Jermaine and Kelly too.
And you know what? It's totally fine though too, you guys. Like, we get it, like, we're not saying here that shit's always like going to be candy canes and rainbows, right? Like, you're going to have bad days. You're going to fall into slumps. We are in an oh my gosh, I totally just butchered saying that word, an entrepreneurial environment, which means that it is like constant up and down. You may wake up and first thing in the morning and be like, this day is going to be amazing. And then by noon, you're like, what the fuck did I just do? Like, what is going on? Oh my God. And then you like start to panic a little bit because like your volume's not where you wanted it to be and it's only noon and like you've checked it like 700 times today. Like I've been there. Okay. Like I know how this works. And then by the end of the day, you're like, all right, it's going to be fine. Like the universe has got me. Like that's just kind of part of the way that this works. So it's we're not saying it's always going to be amazing. Like, but be conscious of who you're talking to, when you're talking to them, you know, and it doesn't need to be a public thing. It's okay to complain, but, Angie says, I bitch to Megan, I vent to Megan, and then I fix my attitude. Like that is what you should be doing. That is who you should be talking to, just because that can be contagious, right? Like this whole business is very contagious. The point of this business is to be contagious, to be duplicable. So that's why we're always talking about your mindset and focusing on manifestations, you know, in the right way, and focusing, you know, your positivity and even your negativity where they need to be focused. So, what else did we want to chat about?
Okay, I have one. So if you have been in this business longer than a month, right, and you come to us with questions that we answer all of the time or that live in a resource like the FAQ or somewhere easily that you could find, or maybe you're asking for the customer service number for the 800th time, if we direct you, if we don't answer it, if you come to me and ask me a question and I say, go check the file section in the FAQ, it's in there, I'm not doing that to be mean, you guys. I'm doing that to create a leader within you. I'm helping you become a leader so that you know where to look for the information, because then as you sponsor people, you want to be able to know where to direct them to look for that information. Think about if you have a team of 700 people and you're constantly fielding the same questions over and over and over and over to 700 people, or let's say even half of that, right? That's going to be exhausting. That is going to burn you out as a leader. So as a leader, I know sometimes it feels easier, or you want to feel like you just want to answer their question every single time, but you're actually doing your team a disservice by doing that over and over and over. And if you ask me for the phone number for the 5th, 5th, 6th time, and I say, save that in your phone now, and you don't, no, I'm just kidding. But for real. But no,
For real though, please, guys. Please.
But we're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it to create leaders within you, because then you're going to have people that ask you where it's at, and you don't want to be like, oh, wait, hold on, let me ask my upline, and you're like 6 months into the business. You want to be like, yep, it's in the file section in FAQ, because that duplicates. Then you're able to grow a huge team, and everyone knows where the resources are. Everyone knows where to look. Everyone knows where it's at in the back office or whatever. So if I direct you instead of answering your question, let's see. Was it the notes I think I had?
Yeah, so actually I did. With that being said, though, I actually wrote down, Ray Higdon says, I've learned from Ray Higdon many times that he's always saying, as a leader, stop asking for favors. So that kind of just bounces off exactly what Megan was saying. And it doesn't mean that you can't ask us questions. Like, we want you guys to know, utilize your upline. Please utilize your upline, whether I'm your upline, whether Megan's your upline, whether Ashley's your upline. Utilize them, okay? That is why we are here. So we're not saying don't ask questions. What we're trying to say is be sure that when we respond, not with the answer, but where to maybe go find the answer, that we're not like just blowing your question off. We're trying to just help you guys realize that the answers that you're looking for are right in front of you. And you're most likely what happened is you got asked that question. You're like, shit, I don't know this answer. Well, let me see if Megan knows this answer. And so instead of, realizing that the tools are there and that the answers are there, we're just kind of reminding you that they are there so that you can find them, and then you can again pass that along to your downline as well, because you're going to not want to be answering the same question 900 times a day either. Like, trust me, you won't. So that was, he's always saying don't ask for favors, which makes sense, right? Like, you want to be someone that people are asking you questions for. So that means that you've got to stop asking for favors. So the last thing I just want to mention too is about our Dynasty Happiness Project group. I feel like it's a little bit confusing on like what this is. And so this is for everybody that puts in your prospects. So it can be your current customers. It can be your current prospects. It could be prospects that turn to customers. It could be prospects that turned into reps. But it is not basically like a prospect pool for everybody. So I feel like it needs to be said that essentially who you put into that group, that is who you are to talk to. So clearly everybody who's in that group is like interested in the product. So you could technically go in and like add friends and things like that with people, but that would be like not a good thing to do. So just want to be aware that even though people are maybe asking questions in there, always refer back to who added you to this group. Ask them, who added you to this group? Let's connect you with who added you to this group. Figure out who added them to the group, because that is technically who that person should be talking to. So we've had like quite a few people, more than one, which is why we are mentioning this. Where prospects have kind of gotten mixed up with reps and things like that, which I don't think that they have all been intentional at all. That's not what I'm saying, but I think there is a little bit of confusion on maybe how the group works. So that's why I just wanted to mention it on this call and clarify that strictly stick to talking to the people that you add to the group. And if it is somebody else that is asking a question, or maybe they reached out to you personally, try to connect them with who added them to that group in the first place. Because yes, answer questions there. Katie said, answer questions there. Don't friend people from that group. I've had people follow me from the group. I've had people reach out to me from that group. And it's just super easy to just connect, make sure that they connect with that person. Sometimes they can't remember. We can kind of see on our end who has added them to the group too. So you can always ask an admin to check it out and see if we can see who added them to the group. If they don't remember, I've had some people say like they don't remember and things like that, and I've been able to do that. Yes, Jermaine said, please don't try to offer samples to everyone that asks for one if you didn't add them to the group. So that is huge too. It can be a slippery slope, I feel a little bit sometimes. So I think it can get confusing for people. So don't offer again, stick to the people who you are talking to. It is very important. And we've got just such a good thing going on. I don't want confusion to kind of mix up any issues or anything like that. So it was important for us to mention that. That's just prospecting. Yeah, we don't want to be prospecting other people's people intentionally or unintentionally. It's just not good. So we want it to be a safe group for everybody. That is definitely including the reps. We want you guys, everybody on this team, to feel like it is a safe place to put your prospects, and that you don't have to worry about other people prospecting your prospect. Like, that's not cool. So again, we've had a few people this just come up, and I feel like it's not necessarily an issue, but I feel like we've had a little bit of confusion, and that needed to be addressed. So that is basically, I think that's all I had for tonight. Jermaine, Megan, did I miss anything? I don't think so. Let me see. We've got convention this weekend, you guys. So if you're not going to convention, please talk about it. We mentioned last week, and I'm just going to mention it again. We are going to be utilizing the stories in the Dynasty's Happiness Project. So in this prospect group, we're going to encourage everybody who's going to convention to utilize the group. So like we've got, and especially the stories in the group, like go in there and add into the stories, like, you know, because we might all be separated at that time, but it'll be so cool just to kind of see everybody's point of view, right, in one spot. So instead of hosting a group, instead of hosting a sneak peek, we're just going to really kind of not flood, but kind of flood I'm not sure if that's a proper term, but the Dynasty's Happiness Project group, just really building up momentum. So make sure that you're in that group this weekend and that you're getting your prospects into that group, because we are really going to try and ramp up the excitement and really give people FOMO. I'm sorry, Kim, we're going to miss you so much. But that is the whole point, is to give you guys some FOMO. So, you know, just be sure that even if you're not going, you can definitely still be talking about the convention and still be utilizing our momentum that we're trying to build for you guys too. So that is it, guys. That's literally all we have for you. Hang tight with us, as we probably will be a little bit of MIA over the weekend, just because it gets super crazy. So if we're not like responding back to you in Messenger and things like that, that's most likely why. We will keep you guys updated. We have heard some rumors that there may be some product launches. I'm not too sure. We're hopefully going to hear about the comp plan changes and things like that. So fingers crossed that there are improvements all over the place, because I know we're all ready for some improvements. So we'll keep you guys posted with everything that we know. Stay tuned in the Dynasty. Stay tuned in the Dynasty's Happiness Project. And I literally hope everybody that's going to Dallas is ready to be tackled by me, because y'all are going to get tackled. So, all right, guys, we love you all. We appreciate you all. We will see you all next Tuesday after Dallas, and have a good night. Bye.